So if you remember in the morning, we did do page number 72, exercise number 2. At the bottom of exercise number 2 on this slide, we talked about the idea of looking at the questions on page 100. This is the slide. This is page 100. And let's do it looking at the examples. Change the direct questions into reported or indirect questions. انتبهوا لنص السؤال بالامتحان هيك بيكون. Reported speech or direct indirect. Okay, Shadid, can you do number 1, please?
What do you want? He asked me what I wanted.
Okay, thank you. Number 2. Suba.
Where are you going? The teacher asked him where he was where he go
لا.
where he were going.
He where ولا he was?
Was
Where he was going, Suba. Okay, and another one, number 3. يا حلا.
اللي هي I asked the children has they finished watching TV ولا I asked has the children
Has? Why?
مش have بتصير has
يا مس ماضي وبعدين بدنا نحط if بالأول ولا لا؟
I asked if the children أو had the children finished watching TV.
يا مس حالة كمان مرة مخرب شيء. أول شيء if بعدين من شكله بالفعل والاسم. If the children had. Look at it. Say that again, please. Look at it.
اللي هي I asked if the children had finished watching TV. يعني أستاذ بقلب الفعل بحط the children قدام وبعدين بحوله للماضي. هذا لما يكون
بنحول من
subject.
سؤال إلى جملة كأنه yes. وبنحوله ماضي
هذا
الجدول.
subject.
That's it. Yes. Now number 4.
وبالأوبجكت شوي بالأوبجكت بخليه مفرد صح؟
ولا إشي بحولش هون مفرد بس ذاك إشي ثاني. ذاك السبجكت of the question. هذا reported speech. سيدرا.
يلا. Which one do you prefer? The assistant asked her which one she preferred.
Which one she preferred? Yes. Now the last one. يلا شادي.
Did someone tell you the answer? She asked him if someone had told him the answer.
Okay, thank you very much. That was nice. If someone had told him the answer. Now, what we did exactly is shifting the verb a step back forwards, or shifting the subject backwards and converting the verb into the past form. Siba, number 1 again. Number 2 will be Hala. Number 3, Sidra. Number 4, Subhi. And the last one, Rahab. Go, please.
What do you want? He asked me what I wanted.
Number 2.
Where are you going? The teacher asked him where he was going.
Okay, 3.
Have the children finished watching TV? I asked if the children had finished watching TV.
That's nice. Next one. خذيها صبا سكت هذاك يلا.
أحكيها أنا كمان دور.
Yes.
Which one do you prefer? The assistant asked her which one she preferred.
And the last one.
Did someone tell you the answer? She asked him if someone had told him the answer.
Screenshot that please and write it in your books when we finish.
أستاذ.
نعم.
أنت حكيت لنا إنه لما بيكون عنا did بنمحيها وبنحط بدلها الباست. هون حطينا had told.
لا did had وباست participle. الدو اللي بالجملة اللي قبلها والأولى اللي بصير past.
أوكي.
do does بصير ماضي. طب ما هي did ماضي بصير ماضي الماضي اللي هو ماضي تام. اعملوا لقطة شاشة. يلا خلينا ننتقل نكمل الأشياء اللي ما كانتش موجودة بالحصة الصبح. And let's move. Now here we ask questions about the subject. Who can do that again? Revision. Number one, who can do this? Hala, ask a question about Sami.
اللي هي جمال will visit Sammy tomorrow. اللي هي who will visit Sammy tomorrow.
Who will visit Sami ولا who will Jamal visit?
who will Jamal visit tomorrow.
Okay, number two, Sidra.
Siba can buy a car soon. What can Siba buy soon?
Next, number three, Elisabat. Nasim, do that, please.
What like Nasim a lot?
No, who can help him?
What does
What does
Nasim like a lot?
what does Nasim like a lot? Next one, number four. يلا اللي ما شاركوش ألوح. Rahaf, can you do this?
يلا Shadi kicked the ball very hard. What did Shadi kick very hard?
And the last one, number five, Nancy.
George and Rami like this man so much. Who do George and Rami like so much?
Okay. Now, this was the end of subject-object questions. Now, if you look at this again, what's the question here? عن الفاعل. If the answer is Amal, what's the question? Sidra.
اللي هي who is late again?
Number two, Nancy.
The cat was hungry. What was hungry?
Okay, three, Alisabat.
يلا. The boys have toysy. Who has toysy?
Toys.
Toys.
أولاد toys. Okay, next Fadwa. Fadwa.
يلا أستاذ all the children like football. بتصير who like football.
Okay.
Who likes football.
Who likes football. هذا حل اللي كنا بنحول الجمع لمفرد. هذا مش direct indirect. Subject object questions. Okay.
Okay.
Now on the next slide, this is the example part. Read the examples, please. Rawad, can you? The king of the class.
Yeah.
Come on.
What do you want? What do you want, sis?
الأمثلة بالأخضر.
هدو أقراهن؟
Yes.
Jamal phoned Ahmed. Who phoned Ahmed? Jamal. What did Jamal phone? Ahmed. The storm destroyed the houses. What destroyed the houses? The storm. What did the storm destroy? Houses.
If you look at these, the first one and the second one, okay, are questions about the subject and the object. واحد subject واحد object والثاني نفس الشيء. Now complete the grammar rules. When who or what refer to the of the question, we use the normal
Subject.
sentence order. So what is it?
Subject.
subject.
إذا لما بنسأل عن السبجكت ما بنغيرش ترتيب الجملة، كل شيء بضل مكانه بس بنحول الجمع لمفرد. Now number two, صبا.
When who or what refers to the object of the question, we use the question order do or that plus subject plus infinitive verb.
اوكي يعني بنقلب الفعل المساعد مع الفاعل اللي قلنا. Okay. Next part. Now this is something that we did in the morning, so we can rush through it in 2 minutes or less. Number one, Elisabat, write questions for the answers.
يلا أقرأ أستاذ أول.
لا سؤال دغري حليناه.
Okay. Who asked Faisal a question?
Number two, Nancy, 3 صبحي 4 Sidra.
Who did the teacher ask?
Okay. Next.
What confused Faisal?
Okay, number 4.
Who did Faisal ask?
Who did Faisal ask? Hala, number 5.
Who asked Faisal's
Faisal's father? And the last one, Rawad.
Yeah. شوي. Who asked Who answer the question?
Who can help رواد؟
I can help.
Yes,
رواد
do
Who
that,
told
please.
أستاذ أساعده.
يا كندا
Who
yes.
told him the answer.
اوكي رواد اطلع السؤال هون عن اخر كلمتين ثلاثه. Who told him the answer؟ فاعل، لانه his father بدل who، شايفينها؟ الثاني who told him the answer؟
لا
اوكي
انا كنت مش منيح استاذ.
حبيبي
هذا
nice,
السؤال
you are
ممتاز.
nice, it's okay, don't worry about that. Thank you. Now you can screenshot to write the answers if you haven't done that some time ago.
أستاذ
نعم.
أنا حطيتها who told فيصل the answers
صح
بالضبط.
بس ما هي هم موجودة، ليش نغيرها؟ مثل ما هي، طلع عليها بالجملة آخر كلمتين ثلاثة. Who told him the answer أو who told فيصل the answer. المهم ما نغيرش ونغلط، فخليها زي ما هي أريح لك. Now we move to the next part. نعم.
أنا عندي سؤال.
نعم.
صفحة 72 السؤال الثاني. الجملة الثانية ليه خليناها was؟ مش لازم نحطها had been.
ليش؟ شو أصلها هي؟
هي was that the best way to do the job.
حوليها had been بصير. طلعي هون حلو اللي حكيتي. Thank you very much for this. الماضي إما بنخليه ماضي أو بنحوله لهاد been زي ما قلت. اثنين صح. التنتين صح. Now the next part, the negative questions. I just need someone to read the questions, not the comments around. So Hala, read the questions 1 and 2 please.
اللي هن
On the
اللي
screen.
عندك which question؟
على الشاشة عندي.
Haven't you finished yet? 2. Don't you have enough to do without that?
Now if you look at these questions, haven't and don't, they are negative questions. السؤال المنفي يعني في not. قلنا له 4 معاني. Surprise, being annoyed, anger or doubt. حسب الموقف، انت بتشك فيه انه بتخابث ولا غضبان منه ولا منزعج ولا مندهش. Now on the next slide, this is the activity here. Match the negative questions with their suggested meanings. يعني من 1 2 3 4 5 6 بدنا نعرف المعنى هون شو هو. So if we look at number 1 and pause for a moment to find what's the meaning. Don't you know the answer? ولا ومش عارف الجواب؟ شو بنقصد فيها؟ نانسي.
اللي هي C. I thought you were good at math.
والله بفكرك شاطر بالرياضيات، طلعت لا شاطر ولا شيء، يعني هيك المعنى. Number 2 now, فدوى.
Didn't you enjoy the film? I really liked it.
I really liked it. ما عجبك الفيلم؟ والله أنا عجبني، يعني يجعله يعجبك. كندا.
يلا. Haven't you finished yet? It is starting to anyone? Me?
No.
A.
Yes. So A, Kinda, read that.
Yeah. You've been doing it for 2 hours.
ولو بعدك ما خلصتش صار لك ساعتين، هيك المعنى بيناسب بعضه كندا، okay? Now, the next one, Ali Sabah.
won't that cause problems اللي هي it might not be as simple يا ربي as you think.
اوكي، لن يسبب لنا مشاكل، ما هو مش سهل، اذا الشيء اللي مش سهل ممكن يسبب مشاكل. Now, شادي.
Weren't you at the same school as me? I think I recognize your face.
بقول له مش كنا بنفس المدرسة؟ والله شايف وجهك أنا قبل مرة. يعني زي إحنا مرات بتساووها، بقول له والله شايف هزكم قبل مرة هيك. إذن I thought I recognize yourself, I think. And the last one, يلا رواد.
Can't you play it a bit quieter? It's starting to annoy me.
اوكي، تقدرش تخفف صوت العزف شوي؟ بلاي يعني عزف، اكتبوا عليها. والله ازعجني. It's starting to annoy me. Now, this activity صبا is just for meaning. This is not grammar. Okay? هذا بس معاني كيف نوصل الجملة مع أختها. Now, all you need to do is look at the first word, the auxiliary verb at the beginning. Don't, didn't, haven't, won't, weren't, and can't. All are negative. So these are what we call negative questions. And each negative question has a meaning. The meaning could be one of four: being annoyed, being angry, being doubtful, or being surprised if it's taking a long time than should be. Now, this is the end of it for the grammar in period 4, part 1, exercise 1 and exercise 2. Now, the second part will be on the next slide, so I need to stop share and open a new file. Now, you can see period 4, can't you? Do you see this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you look at the first part, it's exercise 3 and 4 on page number 74. This is the first thing to do, slideshow. Period 4. Now, exercise 3 for page 74, question tags. الأسئلة الذيلية. تكتبوا على الكتاب، هذا التمرين مهم جدا جدا جدا. 4 أو 5 جمل كل سنة. سجلوا الملاحظة شوي. مهم جدا، هو السؤال الوزاري الكبير. اللي أخذناه من التمارين بيجي جملة أو جملتين, just 1-2 sentences. For this one, it's a complete question. So let's move to the link. Let's watch this video about question tags.
Hello everyone, welcome to this new video lesson. Today we're gonna study about tag questions. Let's get started. So what are tag questions? Let's look at an example. He is Zlatan, isn't he? Isn't he? So tag questions are short questions we use at the end of a statement to ask if we are correct or to ask for agreement. And how do we form tag questions? To make a tag question, we use an auxiliary verb like the auxiliary to be, to do, to have, or sometimes modal auxiliaries, plus a subject pronoun. Let's see examples. First, when the statement is positive, you make a negative tag question. An example is, Zlatan is a famous player, isn't he? So we first change the verb form is from positive to negative isn't. And then we add the subject pronoun he. This is another example with the verb to be. He was a great player, wasn't he? So remember, we change again the verb form was from positive to negative wasn't plus the subject pronoun he. When the sentence has other regular verbs in the positive form, we use don't or doesn't to make the question tags. An example is, you like him, don't you? Don't you? Here is another example with a different verb. He plays football, doesn't he? Doesn't he? When the sentence has a verb in the past simple tense, we use didn't plus subject pronoun to make negative tag questions. An example is, he played for Barcelona, didn't he? Didn't he? But when the statement is negative, we make a positive tag question. An example is, Zlatan isn't French. Is he? Is he? So we change the auxiliary to be from negative to the positive form is, and then you add the subject pronoun he. This is another example. You weren't a fan of him, were you? Were you? So remember to change the auxiliary form from negative to the positive form, and then you add the subject pronoun. When the sentence has another regular verb, we use do or does to make positive tag questions about the present. An example is, he doesn't play basketball, does he? Does he? When the sentence has a verb in the simple past, we use did plus subject pronoun to make positive question tags. Just like in this example. He didn't play for Madrid, did he? Did he? When the sentence has a modal auxiliary in the positive form, we change the modal auxiliary into the negative form, just like in this example. Zlatan can score many goals, can't he? Can't he? But if the modal auxiliary is in the negative form, you change it into the positive form, and then you add the subject pronoun, just like in this example. He will not play for Madrid, will he? Will he? That's everything for today. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and keep practicing. Have a good day.
This is another video that expands the sense in a way.
Ellie.
Tag questions.
شرح مرة تانية.
What are tag questions? Tag questions include a short phrase called the tag at the end of a positive or negative sentence stem. For example, in the question, "That was a good movie, wasn't it?" "That was a good movie" is the sentence stem, and "wasn't it" is the tag. Why do we use tag questions in English? We use tag questions for emphasis or confirmation. Tag questions are very common in spoken English. When we are sure that someone will agree with what we are saying, we can use a tag question. For example, if my friend and I are looking at a small kitten and I think it is cute, I would assume that my friend also thinks it is cute. I can ask, "That kitten is cute, isn't it?" And my friend will probably answer, "Yes, it is." How do we form tag questions in English? Look at the position of the subject and verb in the sentence stem. Then form the tag by reversing the order. In other words, put the verb before the subject in the tag. For example, in the question, "She is tired, isn't she?" the subject, she, comes before the verb is in the stem. In the tag, the verb isn't comes before the subject, she. The tag always takes a subject pronoun. If the subject in the sentence stem of the question is a pronoun, it remains the same in the tag. If the subject in the stem is a noun, it becomes a pronoun in the tag. For example, in the question, "They are hungry, aren't they?" the subject of the stem is they, so the subject of the tag doesn't change. But in the question, "The children are hungry, aren't they?" the subject of the stem is children, so the subject of the tag changes to they. The tag verb is always opposite of the verb in the sentence stem. If the verb in the stem is positive, the tag is negative. If the verb in the stem is negative, the tag is positive. For example, in the question, "He speaks French fluently, doesn't he?" the verb in the stem is positive, so the verb in the tag is negative. But in the question, he doesn't speak Spanish fluently, does he? The verb in the stem is negative, so the verb in the tag is positive. If the sentence stem uses the be verb, the tag uses the be verb too. For example, this pasta is delicious, isn't it? The baseball game wasn't canceled, was it? If the sentence stem uses a simple present verb other than be, the tag uses don't, do, doesn't, or does. For example, you like ice cream, don't you? They don't like broccoli, do they? He likes pasta, doesn't he? If the sentence stem uses a simple past verb other than be, the tag uses didn't or did. For example, we ran for hours in gym class, didn't we? You didn't finish your homework, did you? For all other tenses and modals, the tag uses the auxiliary verb or modal that was used in the sentence stem. For example, your neighbors have sold their house, haven't they? She will call me back, won't she? You can't play the guitar, can you? What is intonation? Intonation refers to the rising or falling sound of someone's voice. For tag questions, we use rising intonation in the tag when we are about 80 to 90% sure that someone will agree with
يعني
us.
بنرفع الصوت
We
بالآخر
use
عند
falling
السؤال.
intonation in the
عند
tag
الجواب.
when we are about 95% sure that someone will agree with us. For example, if my friend and I watched a really good action movie, but I know my friend prefers comedies, then I'm only about 80 to 90% sure that my friend will agree with me. In this case, I would use rising intonation.
إذا مش
I
متأكد
would
إنه
say,
موافق ولا لا
that
حتكون
was a
الصوت
great movie,
مرتفع.
wasn't it? But if I know my friend
He
loves
because
action
recording.
movies as much as I do,
صوت واطي مش
then I'm
مرتفع.
about 95% sure that my friend will agree with me. So I would use falling intonation. I would say, that was a great movie, wasn't it? How do we respond to tag questions in English? Make sure you respond to the sentence stem, not the tag.
هذا مش مطلوب منا اللي بدي يشرحه هس.
If you agree with the sentence stem, use the same type of verb in your response as the stem. Respond with yes for a positive sentence and no for a negative sentence. For example, you like hot weather, don't you? Yes, I do. I like hot weather. You don't like cold weather, do you? No, I don't. I don't like cold weather.
بالرأي مش مطلوب منكم.
If you disagree with the sentence stem, use the opposite type of verb in your response as the stem. Respond with no for a positive sentence and yes for a negative sentence.
بس الرأي.
For example, you like hot weather, don't you? No, I don't. I don't like hot weather. You don't like cold weather, do you? Yes, I do. I like cold weather.
This is
Look at the
fact that
picture
you
and the
write.
sentence stem.
You can
Say
write that.
or write the correct tag. Try saying each question twice. First, imagine you are 80 to 90% sure that someone will agree with you and use rising intonation. Then, imagine you are 95% sure that someone will agree with you and use falling intonation.
هذا مش مطلوب.
For example,
نوقف هون. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for today. Bye bye.